What's going on, guys? Chip here. Welcome back to another Pokemon TCG online video, and today I'm going to be taking a look at the deck that I used to get top 8 at the most recent Georgia Regional Championship, the largest regionals ever to this point. So yeah, we're going to take a look at the deck and play some games with it. I will be doing an interview with both Josh from Team Fish Knuckles YouTube channel, and then also Rahul from the Chaos Gym, and I'll link those down below. They'll be up later this week, so definitely check those out. Over there I'll be doing my tournament reports and talk about my matchups and the tournament in general and things like that. But today I'm just going to talk about the deck and play some games with it, and we're going to hop in and see all the specifics and just go over things. So let's go ahead and take a look here at Mega Rayquaza-EX. Now I think this is the third video I've done on Mega Ray on my channel. But yeah, so if you don't know, Mega Ray has this really cool attack called Emerald Break that does 30 damage times the number of your benched Pokemon. It obviously has some really good synergy with the Sky Field Stadium that lets you have up to 8 benched Pokemon, maxing out at 240 damage. So really strong, really good, can hit for a lot of damage, super fast, and is pretty consistent overall. We're going to talk about some of the other choices I made and some of the other Pokemon. So of course I did decide to run 4 of the Colorless Rayquaza-EX. There is a Dragon type one you could run as well. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. But I just decided to go with the Colorless one. This one was more popular when Night March was around because it's not weak to Lightning, obviously, and Dragon Claw can knock out a Jolteon. But with Night March obviously out of the format, and this being a very EX-based format, Intensifying Burn is actually a relevant attack. I actually don't think I used it during the weekend, but I wouldn't have changed between which Rayquaza I chose to use. And Dragon Pulse is actually something I used against Zebstrika-Dex. Now, obviously, you pretty much auto-lose to Zebstrika-Dex, but Dragon Pulse does 100 damage and can knock out a Zebstrika if they put a Klefki on it, since you can't attack it with your Mega Rayquaza at that point. So anyway, just continuing on some of the other Pokemon I chose to include, we have 2 Jolteon-EX. This was here mostly for the free retreat, but it also, Flash Rate can buy you a few turns potentially against decks like Yveltal and Darkrai while you're trying to set up your board a little more. So yeah, just really good to buy you a few turns. And also sometimes there are some matchups where if you start with Jolteon and they don't really have a good Jolteon counter, you can just load all your energy up on the Jolteon and just Flash Ray to win the game. So also, one of the other key inclusions here in this deck was the Giratina promo with the Devour Light ability. Each Pokemon break has no abilities. This includes the abilities of its previous evolution, so this is really here just for Greninja. Greninja can be a hard matchup for the deck, but Giratina really does fix that. They of course do run Silent Labs now, but if you play smart with your stadiums, we run 4 Sky Fields in the deck, so if you play smart with your stadiums, you can definitely win the Stadium War and get the Devour Light Giratina to stick. This card is I played 3 Greninjas throughout the weekend, and this card is the only way that I feel like I was able to beat those Greninjas, so definitely good, and definitely wouldn't change it. We are running the 2 Hoopa-EX and 4 Shaymin-EX engine. Just really, really powerful. Hoopa-EX, of course, for the Scoundrelling ability. When you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench, search your deck for up to 3 Pokemon EX, except for Hoopa, and put them into your hand. So this allows us to get out our Mega Rayquazas, our basic Rayquazas, our Jolteons, our Shaymins, all the things we might need in specific situations. One more thing I didn't mention, but I'm sure most people already know. Mega Rayquaza has the Delta Evolution trait. You may discard, you may play this card from your hand to evolve a Pokemon during your first turn or on the turn that you play that Pokemon. So really, not having to wait a turn is really one of the things that helps make this deck so explosive. And if we open up a Spirit Link, we can just Hoopa for the basic and the Mega Rayquaza, and we already have our Mega set up on the very first turn. So definitely good, and that definitely happened to me a decent amount. We also have the Shaymin-EX for setup. When you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench, you may draw cards until you have 6 cards in your hand. Really just used to just continue to dig through our deck and continue to, just set up our board state. We also are playing 1 Dragonite-EX with the pull-up ability. When you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench, you may put 2 basic Pokemon, except for Dragonite, from your discard pile into your hand. So used as kind of a way to recover from being counter-stadiumed, also from Parallel City, which can be a problem. But I think during the whole tournament, I was only Parallel City'd once, so that was definitely nice. But I definitely think Dragonite is very important in the deck and wouldn't play the deck without Dragonite for sure. So let's go ahead and expand this out and take a look at the rest of the stuff here. In the deck, we'll go through the items first. We do have 3 Mega Turbo, just being really good to attach an energy, accelerate onto the Mega Rayquaza, and get an attack off really fast. So I had several games where I was able to get the turn 1 attack, which was nice due to Mega Turbo, just because of how good it is. I did play 1 Super Rod. In testing, like in the past, I've always played Brock's Grip with this ever since it came out. But I really just felt like I didn't need that, and Super Rod was fine. And I actually really only used Super Rod a few times throughout the tournament. The deck is so fast and consistent, you can just knock out a attacking EX. Then if they counter Stadium you can still knock out a Shaymin-EX on their bench, and then you can Dragonite up 2 more Pokemon for the last knockout if you replace the Stadium again. So Super Rod definitely needs to be in the deck, but I really didn't actually end up using it that much. 4 Trainers Mail just for the maximum consistency, 4 Ultra Ball just for the maximum consistency. If we open up an Ultra Ball and an energy in our hand, it's like the dream hand right there. Being able to discard an energy with Ultra Ball to use with Mega Turbo later, and then Ultra Balling for a Hoopa to set up our board is just perfect. 4 via Seeker just to reuse any of our supporter cards throughout the games. Just really, pretty standard there. 1 Hex Maniac. I really did want a second one, but I couldn't find a space for it. I would maybe cut the 4th Rayquaza for it. I actually did play this same list at a League Cup the next day, and the only change I made is I cut 1 baby Rayquaza-EX for, I cut one of these for an escape rope, which came in handy. I do like the escape rope, but I do kind of want a second Hex Maniac just because of how good the card is in general. 2 Lysandre, definitely the MVP of the weekend. There were so many instances where my opponent would end me to a low hand size, end me to 2, and all I need is a Lysandre to win the game next turn, and I would draw either the VS Seeker or the Lysandre to win the game. So definitely the MVP, just taking knockouts on Shaymins and yeah, winning games for sure. 2N just is pretty consistent. You could play 3, you don't really need it though. So yeah, 2 is consistent. Some people just play 1. I really think you do need 2 at least though. I did opt to play 1 Olympia. I just didn't want to have a Dragonite stuck active after I had to bring it down if my Float Stones were already gone. So Olympia just kind of saved that. Also, the healing can be relevant at times. So like for instance against Mega Gardevoir, which Mega Gardevoir is already a really good matchup, you should win it no matter what, but if they try to chip away at your Rayquaza to be able to one-shot it later on in the game, you can Olympia to heal that 30 damage off, or to heal 30 of that damage off and make it harder for them to get the knockout potentially. I also opted to play 4 Professor Sycamore. Now I've typically always played just 3 in the deck in standard, but I really sometimes would just get dead opening hands, and I really just wanted to have the most consistency going into a big tournament like this, and so 4 Professor Sycamore was just a must for me, and it worked out really well because I only dead drew like 2 times through the whole tournament. So really nice, wouldn't change it at all. Then we have 4 Sky Field, of course, one of the most important cards in the deck. Each player can have 8 Pokemon on his or her bench, just loading up the ability to swing really hard with Emerald Break. We have 2 Float Stones here just to give our Hoopas and our Dragonites free retreat. Dragonite does have a 3 retreat cost, which is really hefty. Hoopa can retreat for a DCE as well as the Giratina promo, so if we have to commit a DCE to retreat one of those, we definitely can do that. We also have 3 Rayquaza Spirit Links. You only need 3. Some Mega decks you need 4, but in this instance you really only need 3, especially since a lot of the time on your first turn you won't be able to attack, so you don't mind just Mega Evolving to end your turn. So yeah, 4 double Colorless Energy, just to power up the Emerald Break really fast, and 4 Lightning Energies to use Flash Ray with Jolteon, and then we want to discard these with Ultra Ball or Sycamore to be able to use with Mega Turbo later on in the game. So without further ado, we're going to hop on over to the Versus ladder, hop in, see if we can get a couple of games, and see how the deck runs. So like I said, guys, be sure to check out my interviews with the Chaos Gym and Team Fish Knuckles. I'll link them down below. I'll talk about my matches, how everything went and all that stuff, and just do the full tournament report over there. So we'll go ahead and call tails and see what we get. It is indeed tails. We will win, and we will choose to go first. So let's see what we start with here. Well, it's not bad at all, actually. We will start the Giratina, and then if we top deck, and I don't really know what I want to top deck. An Ultra Ball or something would be nice to get rid of this Lightning Energy, but let's see what it is. It's a VS Seeker, so that's fine, but we'll just start off with a Hoopa-EX to Scoundrel Ring. And since we have the Spirit Link and the Mega in our hand, we'll just get 2 Rays and a Shaymin. I think that seems okay. Since this is our first turn and we won't be able to attack, I'm okay going ahead and attaching this Lightning Energy to one of these Rayquazas. Normally I would, if I was going second, would try to save it to try to get an Ultra Ball to throw that away, but we'll go ahead and do this. We'll throw down the Sky Field and set up for 4 and see what we draw here. So Volcanion is usually a pretty favorable matchup. You hit pretty fast and consistently, and they kind of struggle to keep up. I think I'm just going to Mega Evolve here and pass. I could set up and continue to draw, but I really like my hand and being able to just attach a DC. No, we're going to keep drawing because I really want to get a Float Stone on this thing. Yeah, we'll go ahead and keep drawing. And if I can get a turn 1 Hex here and prevent him from playing his Hoopa down, would definitely be nice. There's the Olympia. There's a couple ways I could play this. Let's go ahead and Scoundrel Ring. And I'm going to grab a Ray and a Mega. And I'm going to save a bench space for a Shaymin later on. We'll do this. This is fine. Then I'm going to Olympia and switch into this Rayquaza. And then I'm going to bench this Rayquaza, and I'm going to Mega Evolve and end my turn. So there we go. Would have liked to get a Hex, but was not able to draw into it. Next turn, our hand is really good. Just attach the double Colorless and Sycamore. And he's just going to start off with a Steam Up. And he's going to end us right away. So there goes our plans with that great hand for the next turn. But hopefully we will be able to draw into something that is still good. Okay, this is not a really good hand, since we only have an Olympia in the discard, so this could be unfortunate. He does get an Ultra Ball off. He's playing Delinquent, which is kind of interesting. Don't see a lot of Volcanion decks playing Delinquent, but I think it's a, strong card in general. But he's going to hit the Hoopa here, and probably going to grab 2 Volcanions and a Shaymin. I would imagine here. He's going to be looking for an energy to attach to his baby Volcanion down here and a switching card to get this Volcanion out of the active spot so that he can use the Power Heater attack to just chip away at my Rayquaza and accelerate some energies to his bench. So we'll see what he's able to get. He does have a Max Elixir. If he hits, I imagine it'll go here. And there he does. And setting up for 5. So yeah, Volcanion is definitely one of the most consistent decks in the format, but okay, he's gonna Fighting Fury about this. Definitely one of the most consistent decks in the format. But I think Rayquaza is pretty favored against it, since we can just Emerald Break to knock out and hit a Hex at the same time. And he's just gonna have to pass, so he's not even gonna get an attack off. And our hand is really bad. Like, really bad. Let's Float Stone this guy. Let's just Lysandre one of these things and set up for 2. I just want to draw a couple more cards. Maybe can hit a DC. If we hit a DC, we'll be just like really lucky. We don't hit it. We do hit the Sycamore for the next turn at least, though, so that's good. Unfortunately, we just have to pass. He ended us into a pretty bad hand, but luckily he wasn't able to really do much last turn. So we're just going to see him Steam Up here. Olympia, so very good. He's going to be able to get into his Volcanion. Power Heater. So he must not have a great hand since, or maybe he just wanted to use the Olympia to get the Power Heater off, but not looking good. Float Stone, we'll put that here on this guy. Let's go ahead and Ultra Ball. We probably won't get anything with this, and we'll just end up Sycamoring, but let's just see what's in here. We could discard a Jolteon, but he might play Parallel City. Some Volcanion decks running around have been playing it, but a lot do just play Sky Field, so I think this is okay. We'll just get nothing, and then we will via Seeker for the Sycamore and play it. We do have to discard another via Seeker, which is unfortunate, and since both our Lysandres are in the discard, we'll only have 2 left for the game. But we really need to draw cards, and there we go. Getting something. I kind of... I'm thinking I might want to retreat into a clean Rayquaza and then Mega Turbo onto it and attack it, because it'll be very hard for him to... It's already going to be pretty hard for him to knock out. I really don't want to be on the odd prizes here, but I think I don't really have much of a choice. So we're just going to do this, and we'll go ahead and Emerald Break, take the knockout. His board is really not set up at all, and I don't think he has a very good hand. So we do grab a Lightning Energy there, which is nice. Let's see what he promotes. He does promote just the Baby Volcanion. Let's see what he's got. Maybe he has something. I don't know. The way he played his last 2 turns makes me think he really might not have a lot. He's gonna go ahead and Lysandre probably the Giratina, since it has a 2 retreat. Nope, just a Ray. So that's kind of interesting, since it does have 1 retreat. We can just do this. Let's do this. I don't want to end him. Let's just take the in. I probably won't play it for at least a couple turns, but I'll just have it in my hand. Let's retreat. He said, well played. No, I'm not going to end you, dude. I'm not going to play that. You kidding me? We'll go ahead and Mega Turbo this just back on. And Emerald Break for the knockout. So yeah, not looking good for my opponent here. And we do hit a double Colorless, which is nice. We can power up this Rayquaza during the next turn. Let's see what happens. Yeah. Unfortunately, my opponent is just not drawing anything. It's just going to concede the game, saying, yeah, there's really no reason for him to play that out if he has a dead hand at that point. So we'll go ahead and hop in and see if we can grab another game. Hopefully this one will be a little closer. I think I showed off kind of the strategy of the deck pretty well there. The deck has good matchups across the board, I think. Mega Mewtwo can be hard if you can't deny the Garbodor, but if you can deny the Garbodor, basically you just want to keep them from playing Parallel City, Garbodor, and N all at once. If you can stay away from that, you'll be okay against Mewtwo. Yveltal can be hard, but Yveltal was pretty well represented at the tournament. I didn't play against any, but none made day 2. And then obviously the Vespiquen Zebstrika deck is a very hard matchup. Zebstrika just being able to smack you for the weakness, it's pretty much the auto loss. It's like the 90-10 matchup. There's not a lot you can do. I only had to play against one Vespiquen Zebstrika deck, but I had to play against the same one 2 times. So, and I'll talk about that more in those interviews I do later. And as always, guys, if you enjoy these videos, be sure to leave a like. It really does help me out. So, yeah, be sure to do that if you enjoy it. And we start Giratina once again. And he's gonna concede. Alright, there you go. We'll grab one more, because that doesn't count. Oh, I just clicked before it even came up, and it went ahead and did it. But, yeah, that guy wasn't having any of that for some reason, I guess. And it looks like we will have another Volcanion deck to go against. So, let's see what happens. We'll call Tails again. Have we started with the coin? Yeah, I think we've started with the coin in all 3 games so far. But he will choose who's going first. I imagine he will, and he will. So we'll see. Maybe we can get off the turn 1 Emerald Break. We'll see what happens. This, of course, is a mulligan hand. We see pretty basic stuff from him. So let's see what happens. Okay. If we can Trainers Mail for an Ultra Ball, this hand will be really good. So, 2 cards we would like right now. Ultra Ball, Rayquaza Spirit Link would make this hand really, really good. But we'll see what happens. We, of course, will just start our Rayquaza-EX. And he starts his Hoopa, unfortunately. Yeah, the deck runs 1 Hoopa typically, and that's really unfortunate to have to start it, because you really need Hoopa to kind of set your board up, grabbing your Volcanions and Shaymins to just keep drawing. So we'll see what he does here. He's going to mail. Getting nothing. Oh, man. This guy's hand must just be so dead. Nope, never mind. He was just kind of slow rolling us there. Yeah, I had to get rid of his Max Elixir and Escape Rope and Float Stone. Definitely. So a couple of his switching cards are already gone, which is really important to note. We could potentially stall out a Volcanion later on. Since he's got 1 Float Stone here, another discarded. They typically only run 2 and then 2 Escape Ropes, so he probably only has 1 switching card left in his deck. And he just passes on to our turn. So we get the Sycamore here. Let's see if we can get an Ultra Ball. Oh my goodness. There we go. Ultra Ball, getting rid of the Lightning Energy. So we'll see if we can get the turn 1 knockout here. It's probably going to be pretty hard. Let's go ahead and get rid of this, and I will get rid of the Sycamore. And with this, we'll grab a Hoopa. We did prize one, so worth noting. So with Hoopa, we'll grab Shay, most likely. Yeah, 2 Rays and a Shaymin. I'm okay with that. So we will do this and this. We'll Float Stone the Hoopa and then set up for 3. See what we draw into here. Love to see a Spirit Link. There's a Spirit Link. We didn't get a Mega, though. I don't want to Sycamore this hand away because I need those Mega Turbos, so we're going to go ahead and play an N. He didn't really play a lot in his last turn, but he probably has a supporter in that hand, so I'm going to imagine that doing this is fine. Now, unfortunately, we did prize our second Hoopa, so it would be really nice to have that here because we could just get out a Shaymin and a Mega Rayquaza, but we're just going to have to go like this, and I kind of want to save the N in my hand instead of the Sky Field. They probably only play Sky Field. And we will just grab a Shaymin and set up again. And we're going to keep on digging, see if we can't get a turn 1 knockout here. Okay, we get the double Colorless. We can Ultra Ball the 2 supporters in our hand. And grab another Shaymin and set up once again for 4 cards. We're looking for a Mega Ray and a Mega Turbo. Let's see if we can get it. Or an Ultra Ball and a Mega Turbo. And we do not get it. We're going to come up just short here. I don't really want to bench that. We could bench it just as the 1 prizer. But we'll just go ahead and Intensifying Burn for 60. So we did miss it, unfortunately. But we should definitely be able to hit it on the next turn. Now, I imagine he's only playing Skyfields in his deck. But if he does play a Replacement Stadium, we do have another one in our hand. And then we have 2 VS Seekers to be able to use one of these Ns in our discard on the next turn. So with his Ultra Ball, he's going to discard an N and a Trainer's Mail. And I would imagine this will go for a Volcanion EX, but it does really depend on his hand. Yep, and he does grab the Volcanion EX. So we'll see what he's going to go with here. Yeah, this Rayquaza just really can outspeed Volcanion, and they do put you on odd prizes with the baby Volcanions, which is unfortunate. You can sometimes Lysandre around that, but sometimes there's really nothing you can do to avoid that, unfortunately. So we'll see him Ultra Ball. Going for a Shaymin, I think. This guy's really taking his time to make his decisions, which, you know, is totally fine. Oh, no, he's going to grab a Volcanion, so his last card must be either a Shaymin or a different supporter. So let's see what he does. Okay, there you go. Taking your time, man. I see you. You got 1 card in your hand, so it shouldn't be too hard to make a decision. Okay, there you go. Maybe it's just the internet's slow today or something. I don't know, but he's kind of taking his time. But you know, you got to take your time, think things through, see how things go, and yeah, he's gonna Max Elixir, probably hitting onto a Volcanion if he hits it. Yeah, this dude's taking forever to make a decision. I don't know what's his. Maybe his internet's slow, maybe it's me today, I don't know what the deal is, but he took like 6 seconds to figure out if he's attaching to that Volcanion or not. Which 6 seconds, I guess, is not really an amount of time to complain about, but when you're just trying to get some games in, it can be hard. So he is playing the catcher version, which is cool. My friend Tristan Lackey was able to make it into day 2 of Georgia Regionals with a 4-catcher Volcanion list, so definitely a thing that is out there. I wonder if he's playing 2 or 4 or how many he's playing, but catcher obviously is just really good in order to help deny the Garbodor, because Garbodor is something that really can hinder your deck setup. What did he grab with this? Okay, everything's taking a long... I don't know, maybe there's just a delay or something. Okay, so he chose to retreat before the Trainer's Mail, which you should probably just interact with the deck before you interact with the field, but not many instances where it'll matter that much. And he'll Shaymin set up for 6. Did he get the Shaymin with the Ultra Ball or the Volcanion? Yeah, he put the Volcanion. He played Ultra Ball for Volcanion, okay. I just couldn't remember which he got. Let's see what he does. Yeah, you can see, like, I've taken... Usually Mega Ray takes a while to set up, too. Like, it has long first turns, but 23 minutes versus 20 minutes. He's kind of, you know, doing his thing, I guess. So he's going to hit a Steam Up here. I think that's his first one of this turn, because he Ultra Balled away 2. We see another Steam Up, so he's going to be hitting for 80 with Power Heater. Maybe he'll hit another. We'll see. Oh, there it is. So that's 110. And Power Heater. Come on, man. I know you're going to do it. There you go. Power Heater for 110. And attach an energy. One there and one there. One there and one there. Come on. There you go. I called it. I knew he wasn't going to attach to that one. Okay, so we get another Mega, but we don't have a link. Let's go ahead and just bench this so we don't draw it off this end. We'll go ahead and play the Float Stone so we don't draw it off the end, and we will end. Oh, I do have a... Okay, for some reason I thought I had already Mega Evolved. That would have been really bad. But yeah, we'll go ahead and end. So glad I caught that right before I did that. We do get another Spirit Link. We do get the energy we need, which is nice. Let's see if we can get an Ultra Ball here with Trainers Mail. We get a Mega Turbo, so that's really good, because now we can Mega Turbo... excuse me, we can Mega Turbo here, and then attach a DCE here, which is really nice. Let's go ahead and do this. He's going to put us on the odd prizes, which sucks, and our hand is kind of dead, but we're going to take a prize here. And let's see what happens. Volcanion can definitely win this matchup, for sure, if they... I mean, they do have to draw kind of well, but... or kind of good, I should say. Kind of well, kind of good. I don't know what the correct grammar is there, but if we miss a couple turns of Hex later on, it can definitely be harder for us. So I'd imagine he's going to just promote the Hoopa. So, and then we'll probably see a Volcanic Heat knock this guy out. If he only needs 1 energy to do that, but if he can knock us out with a Power Heater, that would be really strong for him. And so he's got a Volcanion here. Let's see if he is able to attach to it. He would have to hit 3 Steam Ups once again, which is very possible. He only has 4 in his discard. He probably plays 12, so it means there's 5 left in the deck, between the deck and the prizes. So, based on the 3 he has on the board, he's going to bench another. And he's going to... This guy's taking so long to make any decision. Come on, man. So, next turn I'd really like to... Okay, he's going to Energy Retrieval. I really don't want to... I don't mind if I have to knock out another Volcanion since I'm already on odd prizes. But knocking out this Volcanion would be really good since it's already almost powered up. And he may just knock me out with this one. So, but that's fine because we do have the replacement Rayquaza. As long as he doesn't in us. He's going to replace the Stadium, which could be bad. We'll get rid of the Shaymins. And I imagine he'll get rid of Shaymin and a baby Volcanion. Maybe a Volcanion EX, but probably a baby Volcanion. Yeah. Seems good. So now our Emerald Break will not hit for that much damage. Oh, he Scorched Earth. Okay, I was really confused there for a second. So yeah, interesting choice of the Scorched Earth Stadium, but, you know, he can do what he wants. We'd love to draw an Ultra Ball or like a Dragonite right now, or a Hoopa. But, yeah. Okay, so he's going to Fisherman, meaning I think that means he'll be able to get the... Did he not just draw Fisherman? I thought he did with the VS Seeker, but I guess he just wanted to Steam Up first. Just to show me how many energies he has. He probably should try to hide that if he can. He drew Fisherman, right, with that. Played via Seeker. It doesn't tell me what he got with via Seeker. I thought it was the Fisherman, but... Yeah, it was. So he only has 1 card in his hand besides all these energies, which tells me his hand might be really bad. But he'll be able to knock me out with the Power Heater, which is good. But he will be taking 2 prizes, so... He probably won't have that bad of a hand. And really annoyingly, if we don't draw another Pokemon, we won't be able to knock out the Volcanion. So this is not good since we have the really dead hand. So we'll see what happens. Not looking great at the moment. Okay. So he'll probably put it here and here. So we know he has 3 fire energies in his hand, right? Besides whatever he drew off prizes. Okay, we'll just promote this. And we may just have to sacrifice the Giratina. Ooh, we drew the Sycamore. That's really good. That was a really good thing to top deck. Really important. Okay. So we hit the Sky Field, and then we can Sycamore. So thankfully we were able to get out of that really bad hand. Our hand is still bad, though. I guess I don't really even want to... Okay, so he probably doesn't have a Lysandre, but we know he can draw... well, no, we got rid of the Scorched Earth. He probably doesn't have the Lysandre. He could, though. I'm just thinking if I should just pass this hand and let him knock out the Giratina, potentially. But if he is able to Lysandre and then Power Heat, Volcanic Heat, knock out my Rayquaza, I'll be in a really bad spot. So, I don't know if I just want to let him do that for free. I think that's my best play, though, is to just pass and hope he doesn't have the Lysandre. That might be a mistake. Maybe, because in order to knock this thing out, I need to just bench this and then do this. But he has to have, like, a switching card plus a Lysandre and then plus 3 steam ups to knock out Rayquaza, right? 30, that's 90, that's 2, that's... Yeah, that's enough, 220 exactly. So he needs 3 steam ups. So he needs a lot, and we know he has a ton of fire energies in his hand. But he does have the VS Seeker. Is this going to grab him a Lysandre? It is indeed, so it looks like he's going to get pretty far ahead here in this game, and I don't know if we're going to be able to come back from it. Because he can manual retreat the Volcanion and then just steam up 3 times. Okay, man, come on. Like, it's very annoying to play against people. Like, look, he has 15 minutes left and we have 21 minutes left. He's just taking forever to make his decisions, which is so annoying because, you know, we usually just try to grind out some games. Oh, he's going to take out the Shaymin. That is fine. You can have the Shaymin, man. He's going to Power Heater to knock it out, which sucks, but you can have the Shaymin, and we'll be able to end him to 2. That is totally fine with me. If he had knocked out the Rayquaza, we would have been kind of screwed. So, by him taking out the Shaymin here, we're actually going to be in an okay position, most likely. Unless he just draws really well off of the end to 2. Which could very well happen. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. He's going to Power Heater, knocking out the Shaymin, which is fine. I'd rather him do that than knock out this. And energy will go here and here, I imagine. So by having 2 Volcanion EXs powered up is definitely really scary. He only has to take 2 more prizes. Why did he attach the energy there? That's really weird. But okay, you do you, man. Okay, let's do this. And then we will end. Maybe we Lysandre. He has like no switching cards left. I think we're just going to end him right now, though. I think we have to end. He only has 1 escape rope left, most likely. We do hit an Ultra Ball, which is so good. So we can put down Jolteon. We can Ultra Ball for our last Shaymin, I think. Or we can actually... I think here we'll get Dragonite. And with Dragonite, we'll probably just grab 2 Shaymins. And we got to be careful with not drawing through our deck too much here, but we'll go ahead and set up. We must have prized our Hex. I should have searched for that, but I'm pretty sure we prized Hex. So here I'll just retreat. Into Rayquaza. This could be bad. He could just like be able to come up and absolutely slaughter us. If he drew a VS Seeker for his Fisherman, you know, good for you, guy. Good for you. Well, he only has 1 in there, 2 in there now, but He needs 3 in order to knock us out. So let's see what happens. Are we able to win this game? It's going to come down to it. If he can knock out our Rayquaza right now, it'll be hard. But, ooh, he's going to play a catcher. And he gets heads on the catcher. That's annoying. He's going to bring up a Shaymin, and he's going to win the game. And yeah, he obviously won the game. I'm going to just go ahead and concede since he's taking forever to make decisions. But good game to my opponent, I guess. So I got one good game in, lost a game, unfortunately. That does happen from time to time. Usually Volcanian's favored. I did beat it twice at the tournament. 2-0'd both of the Volcanians I played against. So I'd say it's probably 60-40 for Rayquaza. They can definitely win, though. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to leave a like, as always, if you did. I'm going to get out of here. Check out the interviews down below. I will link them once they're up. And I hope you guys enjoyed, and have a great day. Until next time, take care.